Today we're going to talk about prime numbers. When we want to talk about prime numbers, we need to start by saying we're only going to be talking about natural numbers. So natural numbers are numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's going to continue that way. I want you to notice I don't have any negative numbers. I don't have a zero. There are no fractions. There's no decimals. Just numbers like when you would count, you would start with 1. Prime numbers are numbers that have exactly 2 factors, and notice that I put emphasis on exactly. What we want to say is that if P is prime, then it will have 2 factors, 1 and itself, but it has to have exactly, so it can't have more than 2 factors, it can't have less than 2 factors. Let's just look at the first 10 natural numbers, 1 through 10, and decide if each one's prime. What we're looking for is what factors do they have. So 1 only has the factor 1, so that's not prime. Prime has to have 2. 2 has factors 2 and 1, that makes it prime. 3 has 3 and 1, that's also prime. 4 has 1, 2, and 4. See how that's 3, so not prime. 5 has 1 and 5, so it's prime. 6 has 1, 2, 3, and 6, that's 4 factors, not prime. 7 just has 7 and 1, prime. 8, 1, 2, 4, and 8, that's a big no. 9 has 1, 3, and 9, also a no. 10 has 1, 2, 5, and 10. So what I'm doing is listing any number that could go into the natural number I gave you. So looking at the numbers 1 through 10, I can see 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime, and 7 is prime. Okay, so what do we call something that's not prime? Most of the time we call it composite. A composite number is a number that has more than 2 factors. So let's go back to our numbers 1 through 10 and decide which ones were composite. So composite just means it has more than 2 factors. That would be 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. You can almost say that a number that is not prime is composite, except for the fact of what is 1. 1 is the only natural number that's neither prime nor composite. It's just simply called a unit. A few fun facts about prime numbers. There are infinitely many prime numbers, but 2 is the only even prime number. There are 25 primes less than 100. Consecutive odd numbers that are primes are called twin primes, like 5 and 7, 11 and 13, 17 and 19. A prime that is equal to 2 to the p minus 1, where p is a prime, is called a Mersenne prime. That looks like 2 squared minus 1, which is 3, or 2 to the 5th minus 1, which is 31. The great internet Mersenne prime search, also known as GIMPS or GIMPS, is dedicated to finding the largest Mersenne prime.